Hello and welcome. My name is Alan, and today we're going to speak a little bit about my thoughts on the paranormal. Now, I believe the majority of paranormal happenings are very explainable as something else. I mean, as a man of science, I simply cannot accept some of the things as they are presented. And a lot of it can be explained away. There are other things, though. There are other sightings and experiences with the paranormal that cannot just be explained away, that do not fit our understanding. So, there is a large potential for something unusual and not just explainable. But when you look at the paranormal, the unexplained, you want to try to see if it's comparable to anything else, if it can be explained away as something else. You don't want to approach something with um, a, a believer's mind. You must approach it as a skeptic, but also have an open mind. Because some people can try to be too skeptic and shut things out. You must always look at things with a skeptical mind, but you must be willing to say, okay, this is something I cannot explain. Um, Other than that, that's all I really have, you know. As for myself, let me kind of go over the three big um, paranormal experiences here. Number one, aliens. Do they exist? I have no doubt they exist. As to whether it is sighting them in interstellar vehicles that we're seeing, that's another question. But you look at how tremendous, gigantic, enormous our universe is. The Earth is just one of 8 planets that revolve around the sun, our local star. Yes, think about it. The sun is a star. But, yeah. And that's just within our one solar system. And besides the planets, you've got all these moons. Jupiter, Saturn, they have like 30 plus moons apiece. And then some of the others have numerous. I know we've got our particular moon. I think Mars is Phobos and Deimos is their moons. Is the moons of Mars. I can't name all the moons of Jupiter and Saturn. But yeah, you've also got moons around Uranus and Neptune. So even there's potential for life on the moons. You go outside our one solar system, we're just part of one galaxy. Inside this galaxy, there are thousands upon thousands, I think it's even into the millions, of stars, which means an absolute plenitude of solar systems in our galaxy, the Milky Way. And then you have to consider there are galaxies upon galaxies upon galaxies out there that are like ours and have stars in the thousands, the millions. And they potentially have their own planets. And then, you know, considering how many possible planets that is, when you start whittling down the choices based on what they need to exist, to grow as a species, the fact is, there's going to be extraterrestrial life out there. To think otherwise is foolishness. But have they come to Earth? I'll say they may have. I don't think they've come here, thousands of years ago and helped start civilization, building the pyramids and all that. But there is a very good likelihood that if they do have interstellar travel, and that's an if, then maybe they have traveled uh, through here and had to make a pit stop on Earth for some reason. Or maybe they do have some connections to governments or government officials. That is also possible, not out of the realm of possibility, but it's a small chance. But aliens exist, yeah. Have they been here? There's a chance, yeah. Are they conspiring against us? It's a little harder to say. Now, ghosts, spirits. Um, I believe that certain emotions, depending on the materials of where they're at or where the apparitions tend to format, can happen. Because I do believe there's a chance that certain places have an ability to imprint emotions and, moments of the world. And that's why certain emotional or traumatic events are often end up with ghostly things. Um, Also, if there's just, it also can just imprint day to day events. That's why some apparitions we see are just people walking up the stairs or walking through the kitchens or whatever, whatever an apparition may be. Now, that works wonders for a lot of sightings, but the one I am kind of wondering about is intelligent hauntings. And mm, that's a little tougher to deal with. When you can get ghosts or spirits that respond, they're clearly not just imprints upon the surroundings. And that, I just don't have an answer. They could be, they could not be. It's really hard to say. And the third paranormal event I kind of want to talk about is cryptids, or cryptozoology, the science of hidden animals. And this is stuff like Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, um, the Yeti, um, the Wendigo, all these creatures that don't seem like they should be there, but there has been sightings nonetheless. I think the great majority of cryptids they're going to be just misidentifications or even possibility out and out hoaxes. But there are some that do have a strong plausibility of actually existing. And the one probably at the forefront is the Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti, whatever you want to call it. Because sightings of such a creature have been seen around the world in the more remote areas. In the US, it's been seen across the country, especially in more remote areas. And we know that a lot of these areas offer ways to survive. Plus, we know there have been creatures like these, giant, um, I can't think of the scientific term. Let's just say apes, hair-covered men. I cannot think. I could say hominids, but I don't want to say that's right. We'll say hominids. There's another word I'm looking for that um, talks about all the upright walking creatures: apes, gorillas, humans, chimpanzees, bonobos. I can't even remember what humans are called. Homo. I'm getting these names that go through the head: erectus and habilis, but I know those aren't Homo sapiens. Yeah, just to kind of explain, I'm having a bit of trouble remembering for some reason, but I do. My point, to get back to what I was talking about, I do believe that there are certain ones that do meet criteria and potential to exist in the cryptid world, and the Bigfoot, species or whatever else they're called in each particular area. Yeah, that's a possibility. Just it makes sense that something like that could exist. I think the mountain gorilla wasn't discovered until the very turn of the century, around the early 1900s. So yes, there is a possibility that a great ape could be living that hasn't been classified as a confirmed species. So yeah, I do believe creatures like Bigfoot could exist. A lot of the others, I don't think they do exist. Like I said, they're either misidentifications or outright hoaxes. There are others, though, that could exist. So, yeah. But like I said, I think the great majority of them are misidentifications or hoaxes. So. But those are kind of the three major paranormal experiences I wanted to kind of cover and my thoughts on them. But as always, educate thyself, think, read, study, learn. Someone tries to tell you something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their sources. I'll see you all in the next episode. Until then, later.